For thousands of years, people have fought. Just like today in war-torn Africa, people kill each other. Even today, people fight over race and who's the dominant power. People fight a holy war, causing mass destruction of trains and restaurants and the Pentagon. And if you remember 9/11, when we've had the Twin Towers bombing, it was a well-planned attack. People were fighting for what they believed in, whether we believe it was right or wrong. People fought for a purpose. They had a vision. They knew what they wanted. They knew what they were going after. And ultimately, it was to defend their flag, whether it be the Revolutionary War, or the Civil War, or the French War. We stood for something, even if it was to defend oil. We've gone into Vietnam. We've toppled dictators. And we've done some great things in our time. And in the future, we plan to do just the same. Because we are a people of war. Even in religion, when we're honoring God's war. But today is different. Today nobody knows what their cause is and why they're fighting and what they're fighting for. There are more white people that are for Black Lives Matter than black people. They're torturing and beating up defenseless elderly women, looting and stealing and burning police cars, calling for defund the police. Only when they need help, they're quick to call the police. But look at the destruction, not just in the United States, but all around the world. It's devastating, and it's criminal terrorism at its worst. But what are we fighting for? They don't even know. If you ask most people what Black Lives Matter means and what they're fighting for, they cannot give you an answer because they don't know themselves. More protesters have conducted looting, rioting, and acts of terror across the world than almost any organization of its time. But that's just it. It is organized crime. Not for religion, but for political gain and power. But who's behind Black Lives Matter and Antifa? There's one person that I can tell you for sure that comes to mind, and that's George Soros, a major contributor to Antifa. No Antifa and what's under the corporate veil. What do all these companies have in common, like Metro by T-Mobile or Ring Central, a voice-over IP internet phone company? Or how about Facebook or any of the people associated with Facebook or that work for Facebook? Or let's talk about the Democratic Party, or closer to home, such as Comcast or NBC. We can even touch on Harvard University. There are many people who actually fund a terrorist organization, and you've seen them, and you've sung their praises. You listen to them, you hear them, and you know their faces. All of these people and all the faces that you see are all supportive of organized crime and organized terrorism. It's important that you know the why. Worse than Osama bin Laden is the media. And the media will tell you they get paid based on newsworthy chaos. That's why NASCAR and the NFL are all a part of trying to appease the public, along with MSNBC and YouTube, are all a part of the big lie and not wanting to lose a certain percentage of the demographic that watches their programs. It's important that you know who's behind them and threatening them. It's big tech like Google, Facebook, and YouTube, and other individuals like Bill de Blasio, who is funded by George Soros. We're talking about the Cuomo brothers, who are funded by George Soros. We're talking about doing things to create chaos in order to incite riots, to produce a political agenda to overturn our government. People who have no idea what they're talking about or doing. So why? What is all this for? What is the purpose? Let's think about this for a minute. Why is it that great black leaders of our past are against Black Lives Matters? Why is that even not just Martin Luther King, but Malcolm X talks about the white man as being behind and using black emotion to change our views? Doesn't matter what color you think Jesus is. Why can't we act more like Jesus Christ and follow in his footsteps, whether he's black, white? Doesn't matter. Stop yelling and stop the madness. Choose facts over myths and investigate for yourself the truth. Why is it that most black people do not want Black Lives Matter? It's white people, for the most part, that want Black Lives Matter to keep the black man down. The Black Lives Movement is not for black people. Let's look at the innocents who don't want Black Lives Matter. Let's look at those who do. We're talking big companies who profit from chaos. They've even gone as far as to have a Black Lives Matter car supported by Antifa. How far will they go in order to get people to watch their sport, play their game, or watch their news station? When will it end? If you speak to somebody from Antifa, they will tell you they have no idea. You can ask any individual from Antifa or Black Lives Matter, and they will tell you they have no clue.